Hi everyone, good evening. Sorry for the delayed lecture due to the network issues. Now today we are going to study the further and important classification of living organisms. That is the part of the systematics classification. We have studied last lecture one of the branch of systematic classification, which was a taxonomy. So taxonomy, what it was, it dealt with the similarities and dissimilarities, characteristics of living organisms on which they were classified. Okay, there are some other branches also on which the classification of organisms are done. One of them is chemotaxonomy. I want you to take a notebook and a pen and write down certain notes which you feel important to write down, and main points, so that you get it recognized when you read the PPT after the lecture. Okay. So chemotaxonomy. Chemo itself means a chemical. So the organisms are distinguished or classified on the basis of the chemicals or any chemical reactions happening in their body. So for example, it is based on the similarities and dissimilarities of the compounds, chemical compounds present in an organism. Now this classification, for example, you have studied in the last lecture archaea and prokarya. So in archaea, the cell wall has no peptidoglycan, and prokaryotic they have peptidoglycans. So if the classification is done on this basis, it is called as chemotaxonomy. Then further comes as numerical taxonomy. What do you mean by numerical taxonomy? It is a quantification of characters and develops algorithm. Means it is based on the cluster colonies. The animals which are in a group are coming under the numerical taxonomy. Okay. Third one comes as cladogram. What do you mean by cladogram? If an animal tree or if an organism is classified into one or more classification, it comes under the cladogram. That is, it represents a hypothetical relationship, comparison of the organism and their common ancestors. So genetically evolution of the organism is classified in this. For example, what do you have? If we have we studied in a last lecture that domains of life, they are divided into three parts: bacteria, archaea and eukarya. So this type of classification is called as cladogram classification. Okay. Now third one comes as phylogeny. Phylogeny is very important classification of organism. It is based on various characteristics of organism, that is not only the morphology but also the relationship of its ancestors, genetic characteristics, metabolic functions, different chemical reactions which are carried out on that characteristics. All these features are included under the phylogeny. So our major classification of organism, that is 5 kingdom classification, is based on the phylogeny classification of the systematics. So what are the other different classification? First is taxonomy, then comes chemotaxonomy, depends on the chemicals, cladogram and phylogeny. Okay. Now further we are going to study the classification of organisms on basis of their kingdom. Now what happened previously, as I told you in the last lecture, the philosophers, scientists or many of the PhDs, what they did, they classified the organism just into two parts. What were the two parts? just animal kingdom and plant kingdom. When plants came under the plant kingdom and animals came under the animal kingdom. So this is called as two kingdom classification. So it was done by Aristotle, a Greek philosopher. He classified animals into three parts, that land dwellers, air dwellers and water dwellers. So the animals which are living on the land, in the water and in the air. And plants he bifurcated into trees, shrubs and herbs. So in these two classification kingdom, plant and animals, plant were classified into three parts and animals were also classified into three parts. Okay, then comes what happened. The system did not work as due to the similar habitat or some of the similar characteristics of the both plants and animals. The two kingdom classification created a confusion. What was the confusion for the two kingdom classification? It was that many of the characteristics of the organisms and the plants were same, such like the locomotion. If some of the creepers like plants, they started growing, they showed movement. Okay, so as the animals showed, so the three kingdom classification create the confusion in that. Now for example, the plants like Euglena, they were autotrophs. What they did, they made their food using the photosynthetic, but in the absence of light or if the absence of sunlight, what they did, they ate the insects. So they became a saprophyte. So they were dependent on the other organisms, mean there were heterotrophs. So as due to the bifurcation of Aristotle, plants are always autotrophs. This theory of plant to be having autotrophs and heterotrophs both created a confusion. Okay, the bacteria and cyanobacteria both are prokaryotic in nature, means both of the bacteria came under the same class. Okay, some of them were bacterial plants, some of them were parasite, but still due to the characteristics they came under the same classification. So two kingdom classification, it made a very much confusion. Then what happened, many of the scientists studied on this and they came to three kingdom classification, four kingdom classification, which were also made depend on the characteristics of the plants and animals. The major classification which are now in use is of Dr. Whitaker, five kingdom classification. It is a basic and major classification of living world. It includes the all characteristics of the organisms on the basis of their morphology, on basis of their ecological changes, on the basis of their chemical changes, on the basis of their mode of nutrition. Everything is included in this classification. Okay, understood up to this? So the two kingdom classification was done by Aristotle. Simple classification, Plantae and Animae. Then due to the confusion, five kingdom classification came into occurrence. Okay, now what are these five kingdom classification? Five kingdom classification, first kingdom comes as kingdom Plantae. Okay, sorry, five kingdom classification, the first kingdom comes at kingdom Monera. So what you includes in kingdom Monera? Kingdom Monera, it is means bacteria. Okay, as we studied in last lecture, the bacteria are the prokaryotic cells organisms. Okay, they live always in colonies, they attack in colonies. Okay, so what about the kingdom Monera? It contains unicellular organisms with prokaryotic cellular organization. Okay, Monera are basically bacteria. They are omnipresent. They are found in all types of environment which are not generally inhabited by other living beings. Okay, they are living in the environments where other living beings are not living or they are not sustaining over there. In that particular areas, this type of bacteria live in colonies. Few are photoautotropics or chemoautotrophs, but majority of them are heterotropic in nature. So what do you mean by photoautotrophs? Some of the bacteria in this kingdom, they are photoautotrophs, means they prepare their food on the basis of the photosynthesis process by using the sunlight. Okay. Some of are the chemoautotrophs, means some of them prepare their food by using the organic materials of the soil and means using the chemicals in the soil such as nitrogen and all to prepare their food. They are called as chemoautotrophs. And some of them are heterotrophs, means some of them bacteria they depend on the other organisms or they engulf the other organisms for their food. They doesn't prepare their food, they get their food or eat the other insects or eat the other plants for their survival. The cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. As we studied in last lecture, bacteria contains peptidoglycan which helps them to prevent themselves from the attack of the enemy. It is used as a survival for them. It has a polymer of sugar and amino acids. So it has an ester linkage, what we studied, glycerol ester linkages, polysaccharides and proteins which help them to defense against the other organisms. These organisms do not have well defined nucleus. DNA exists in a simple double stranded circular single chromosome called as nucleotide. So it is a single stranded DNA. These organisms have unicellular, so they have single stranded DNA and they have a nucleotide inside their single cell. Smaller circular molecules of DNA, genetic elements called plasmids, are often present. Okay, so in bacteria there are two types included in a DNA nucleus. First is a nucleotide which helps the DNA or genetic material to help out or to grow out. Then it contains a molecules of DNA or chromosomal genetic elements called as plasmids. Okay, membrane bound organelles such as mitochondria, chloroplast, endoplasmic reticulum, these all are absent, and ribosomes are smaller in size than in eukaryotic cell. So as this is a prokaryotic organism, so pro means it is no nucleus, it does not contain mitochondria which carries out the chemical reactions in the body. Okay, as you know. So mitochondria is absent, chloroplast is absent, endoplasmic reticulum is absent. This is all the inner layers of the cellular organisms, so inner layers of the between the nucleus and the cell walls. So ribosomes, they are present, but they are very smaller in size as compared to eukaryotic cells. Now the mode of reproduction in Monera is asexual or with the help of binary fission, okay, or by budding. Very rarely sexual reproduction is by conjugation method. So they can reproduce by all the four methods of reproduction, but it depends upon the characteristics of different bacteria. They can produce asexually either by the binary fission or by the budding, or if rarely they have sexual reproduction on the basis of conjugation method. So types of reproduction we will be studied in next chapter in detail. Just to remember the mode of nutrition, mode of reproduction of Monera and their physical characteristics. Now, according to classification, bacteria are of four types. Micrococcus single bacteria. There are four types of bacteria: Coccobacillus, Vibrobacillus, Coccobacillus and Sporocyte. So first one is cocci. It is singular micrococcus. It is spherical, it is oval in shape. Diclococcus means either they are in pairs, When they are in pairs, it causes pneumonia. So when you get a pneumococcal infection, doctor anytime tell you that a person has getting a pneumonia infection inside the lungs. When you see if anybody of you have seen the X-ray of the person having lung infection, you have observed the small patches or white color patches are seen in that X-ray. So what are that patches? See, the patches are the infection or the colonies of the bacteria that stuck to the area of the lungs. As I told you, bacteria always attack in colonies. So these cocobacteria, they are diplococcus. Diplococcus means they always attack in pairs. Okay, they causes pneumonia. If they streptococcus, they attack in chains, and staphylococcus, they attack in clusters. Okay, so these are the streptococcus, staphylococcus, the pneumoniae. These are all the different types of bacteria which attack on the human body or any other organisms for causing a certain diseases. Okay, so back second, bacillus shape. It is a rod shaped bacteria or without flagella. What do you mean by flagella? Flagella is a innermost part or a spherical like a rod shaped part given to an organism for its motion, locomotory motion, or for its defense mechanism. Okay, so flagella, it is an outer part of an organism's, a rod like or a spherical like a snake like part which helps the organism to engulf their enemy or to enter into a particular cell or for the locomotion or for its defense system. So this bacillus bacteria, it is a rod shaped bacteria. It does not have flagella. Single, they are in single or they are in pairs or in a chain of Streptococcus bacillus. So this rod shaped bacteria, they can attack in a single part also, they can attack in a chain form also, and they can attack in a what do you call that, pairs also. Okay, so first one is Cocobacillus, which is oval or spherical shape, round shape. Second one comes as Bacillus, which is a rod shape. Okay, third comes at Vibrio. What you called as Vibrio? Vibrio means a comma shape, a single comma shape bacteria. It is shown in the figure up over here. It is a comma shape bacteria. What it does, they have flagellum at one end and they are motile. Motile means they have locomotory motions. They can move. They do not stick to at one place like other bacillus do. Okay, so they are rod shape. They are motile. They move here and there with the use of flagellum, and they causes Vibrio cholera. So which we have a cholera infection due to which is a waterborne disease. You may be aware of cholera infection. It is a highly waterborne disease. It is a bacterial infection which is caused due to this Vibrio bacteria. Okay. Then comes spirillum. What is spirillum? It is a spiral shaped bacteria, bears flagella at one end or both the ends. So there are various different types of spiral shaped bacteria which have flagella at one end and also flagella at both the end. So this type of bacteria, it causes the infection of syphilis. Okay, it is a bacterial infection disease, syphilis, which causes a very high infection of bacteria. The bacterial name is Treponema pallidum. It has a flagella on both the ends. So 4 types of bacteria, what are they? First one is cocci. It is spherical or oval in shape. They always attack in pairs. Okay, if they are in pairs, it causes pneumonia. If they are in chains, they cause the infection of Streptococcus, and if they attack in clusters means एकदम बहुत ज़्यादा colonies, they are called as Staphylococcus. Okay, then comes as bacilli. Second part, it is a rod shape. पहला oval shape हो गया. Then comes rod shape. Rod shape is with and without flagella. Some of them are having flagella, some of them are not having flagella. Okay, they either attack in a single or they attack in a pair. Okay, then comes your vibrous bacillus. What they are? Comma shape. Circle हो गया, rod हो गया, अभी comma. So circle, rod and comma shape. They have flagella at one end. First one is cocci is not having flagella. Second one is with or without flagella. Third one is having flagella. Okay, at one end, and they have the movement also, so they cause the disease called as cholera. Then comes spiral one, spirochete or spirillum. What it does? They are spiral shape, like you call zigzag zigzag, जैसे वो ECG के मशीन वर येतं ना तसं सारखं. It is called as spiral shape. So it bears a flagella at one or both the ends. So this type of bacteria, they have either flagella on back side or front side or both the sides of the organism, and they causes a disease called as syphilis. The disease name is syphilis. Write it down, is very much important. And the name of that bacteria is Treponema pallidum. You can search on the Google. Treponema pallidum is caused due to the Spirillum bacillus. Okay, Treponema pallidum disease is known as syphilis. Okay, this is the different shapes of bacteria. So cocci bacteria oval shape, bacillus rod shape, vibrio comma shape, and spirillum spiral shape. So under the kingdom Monera, first kingdom of classification, bacteria are classified into 4 parts. So this kingdom Monera, they are the unicellular organisms, and mostly they are bacteria, prokaryotic organisms. They are either phototrophs, autotrophic mode of nutrition they have. If they are autotrophic, they may be photoautotrophs or chemoautotrophs, and also they are heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, they have peptidoglycan in their cell wall, and also they have single stranded DNA which contains nucleotide and plasmids. Last but not the least, it does not have mitochondria, it does not have chloroplast, it does not have endoplasmic reticulum, but it has ribosomes which are smaller in size as compared to the eukaryotic cells. And also the mode of reproduction in Monera is by asexual reproduction, or with the help of binary fission, or with the help of budding. It depends upon the different characteristics of the bacteria. It depends upon the habitant of that bacteria. It depends upon the different class of the bacteria, that how they reproduce. If asexual reproduction, it produced by the binary budding, and also if sexual reproduction, it does by the conjugation method. And there are 4 different types of the shapes of bacteria: cocci, bacillus, vibrio and spiral. Okay. Now under this bacteria, as we studied in the last lecture, comes an Archaebacteria. What is Archaebacteria? It is the simplest and most primitive group. We studied this bacteria in the last lecture, which comes under the kingdom Monera. Okay, so this is the most primitive, means oldest group of the bacteria. They always stay in colonies and attack together. Okay, Archaebacteria, they attack together. The cell wall contains peptidoglycan, unbranched fatty acid with ester linkages. Cell membrane is a monolayer of a branch chain liquid. Okay, Archaebacteria, the oldest of living fossils. These bacteria are found mostly in extreme environment, hence termed as extremophiles. Okay, now these Archaebacteria, they can live under a very rare or very extreme conditions. So to survive them there, they have the different habitants. So what are the different habitants? Exophiles, hemophiles and thermophiles. Remember, this classification is very much important and explained in detail. You write down the points or write down the questions. If you does not understand any of the term, and you can WhatsApp me the same, I will reply you individually to your questions. Okay, keep concentrated. Archaebacteria, they grow under very extreme hot or acidic conditions, or very extreme conditions of the habitat. So these bacteria based on their habitat are divided into three parts. What are that three parts? Exophiles, extremophiles, halophiles and thermophiles. So when extremophiles bacteria, they are termed when extreme conditions of the environment, मीन्स बहुत ज़्यादा गर्मी है, खूब जास्त ऊन है, द टेम्परेचर हैज़ गॉन अबाव द 55 और 60 डिग्री सेंटीग्रेड्स, एंड व्हेन दिस बैक्टीरिया आर फाउंड एट दिस टेम्परेचर्स they are called as extremophiles bacteria. Then comes up halophiles bacteria. Bacteria that can withstand high salinities are called as halophiles. High salinity means मी कुठल्या ठिकाणी एखाद्या पाण्याच्या जवळ किंवा खाडीच्या जवळ मिठाचं प्रमाण प्रचंड जास्त आहे किंवा पाण्यामध्ये नायट्रोजनचं प्रमाण, पाण्यामध्ये एखाद्या ऑर्गॅनिक कंपाऊंडचं प्रमाण जसं मिथेन, मिथेनॉलचं प्रमाण जास्त आहे, त्या ॲसिड्सचं प्रमाण जास्त आहे, त्या ठिकाणी जेव्हा हे बॅक्टेरिया सर्वाइव्ह करतात त्यांना हॅलोफाइल्स असं म्हणतात. अँड बॅक्टेरिया दॅट कॅन विथस्टँड एक्स्ट्रीम टेम्परेचर्स आर नोन ॲज थर्मोफाइल्स. म्हणजे जिथे उन्हाळा खूपच जास्त एक्स्ट्रीम लेवलला क्रॉस झालं आहे त्याला थर्मोफाइल्स असं म्हणतात. सो एक्स्ट्रीम एन्व्हायरमेंट आर टर्म ॲज एक्स्ट्रीमोफिल्स. एन्व्हायरमेंट इज ऑलवेज चेंजिंग ओव्हर देअर. तिथे तुम्हाला एकदम वेगळंच एन्व्हायरमेंट असतं, एकदम हायर, एकदम असं आयलँड आहे आणि तिथे आजूबाजूला काहीच नाही असे जे एक्स्ट्रीम एन्व्हायरमेंट आहे त्या ठिकाणी जेव्हा हे बॅक्टेरिया ग्रो होतात, त्या हॅबिटॅटमध्ये ग्रो होतात, त्यांना एक्स्ट्रीमोफाइल्स असं म्हणतात. हॅलोफाइल्स मीन्स दे आर ग्रोन अंडर सर्टन ॲसिडिक और सलाइन लेवल, हाय लेवल ऑफ ॲसिड अँड सलाइनिटी, दे आर कॉल्ड ॲज हॅलोफाइल्स. आणि टेम्परेचर अंडर हाय टेम्परेचर्स दे आर कॉल्ड ॲज थर्मोफाइल्स बॅक्टेरिया. A very common example is of methanogenic bacteria found in the gut of ruminants. A methanogenic bacteria आपलं काऊ बफेलोच्या गट्स लेवल जिथून ते अन्ननलिका जी ज्यांची असते त्याच्यामध्ये हे बॅक्टेरिया सर्वाइव्ह करतात. दिस बॅक्टेरिया ऑल्सो हेल्प इन द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ मिथेन in a biogas plant. So they are useful also in production level of methane in a biogas plant, preparation of a methane gas from a biogas plant. So hey bacteria, they always attack in a colonies. Arc bacteria, they attack together, they contain peptidoglycan and they are divided into three parts, that extremophiles, halophiles and thermophiles. Okay, this is about the arc bacteria. Then comes as eubacteria. What you come by eubacteria? They are also known as true bacteria. They are made up of peptidoglycans, moves with flagella. They have flagella, means locomotion sati. They are motile. These bacteria are motile. They use flagella for their movement. They are both autotrophs and heterotrophs. So ऑटोट्रॉप्स जर ते असतील, जसं मी मगाशी एक्सप्लेन केलं, व्हॉट डू मीन बाय ऑटोट्रॉपिक न्यूट्रिशन, इन विच द ऑर्गॅनिझम प्रिपेअर देअर ओन फूड. सो इफ दे आर ऑटोट्रॉप्स, दे माइट बी फोटो ऑटोट्रॉप्स अँड केमो ऑटोट्रॉप्स. फोटो मीन्स दे विल यूज द फूड और प्रिपेअर द फूड विथ द हेल्प ऑफ फोटोसिंथेसिस, and chemo autotrophs means they will prepare the food with the help of chemical compounds. They are able to survive in a harsh environmental conditions because the only source of carbon they need is a carbon dioxide. In this type of bacteria, if they are going to chemo autotrophs, they require carbon dioxide for their survival. Okay, and for photoautotrophs they require normal procedure of photosynthesis. Then comes heterotrophs. Heterotrophs are decomposers and known for breaking down large molecules into simple molecules or minerals. They can be anaerobes helping in curding of milk. So such as lactobacillus, जसं आपण दुधापासून त्याच्यामध्ये रात्रभर तुम्ही दूध ठेवलं तर त्याचं तुमचं दही तयार होतं. सो दॅट इज इफ यू कॉल सम आर गुड बॅक्टेरिया और बॅड बॅक्टेरिया. आपल्या शरीरामध्ये सुद्धा लॅक्टोबॅसिलस नावाचे बॅक्टेरिया आहेत. आपल्या स्टमकमध्ये काही असे बॅक्टेरिया आहेत जे तुमच्या डायजेशनला हेल्प करतात. बट द क्वांटिटी और द कॉलनीज or the number of that bacteria should be maintained. It should not be reduced or it should not be increased. So the perfect numerical level of that bacteria in our body helps the proper digestion. जसं लॅक्टस बॅसिलस मिल्कला कर्डमध्ये कन्वर्ट करतं, so breaking down of large molecules into smaller molecules. For example, the anaerobes helping in curding of milk, fixation of nitrogen, antibiotic preparation, composting and degrading of oil. Now हे सगळे डिफरंट त्यांनी युबॅक्टेरियाचे एक्झाम्पल दिलेले आहेत, सच ॲज लॅसिटोबॅक्टर. लॅसिटोबॅक्टेरिया तुम्हाला कर्ड प्रिपॅरेशनसाठी यूज होतं. सॉईलमध्ये जे हे लोक फर्टिलायझेशन मॅन्युअर वगैरे बनवतात, फिक्सेशन करतात की एखाद्या प्लांटला ग्रो करण्यासाठी त्याला समज पर्टिक्युलर मिनरल हवं असेल तर ते पर्टिक्युलर मिनरल त्यांना बॅक्टेरियाकडनं मिळेल आणि ते बॅक्टेरिया सपोज नायट्रोजन खेचणारे असतील तर मग त्या बॅक्टेरियाला पर्पजली त्या कामासाठी यूज केलं जातं. सो ॲझिटोबॅक्टर, स्ट्रेप्टिनोमायसिस, दिस ऑल बॅक्टेरिया आर यूज फॉर दी कमर्शियल युजेस. Some of them are pathogens that is causing disease. Now we have learned that how these bacteria are useful. Also some of the bacteria they causes diseases such as TB. TB नावाचा डिसीज तुम्ही ऐकलं असेल, ट्युबरक्लोरोसिस, ज्याच्याने तुम्हाला हेवी लंग इन्फेक्शन होतं ड्यू टू दिस बॅक्टेरिया. देन कम्स टायफॉइड, कॉलेरा, टिटॅनस. जसं आपण आपल्या डॉक्टर म्हणतात ना, लहानपणापासून आपण ऐकतो की अरे काहीतरी गंजाचं लागलं, सेफ्टी पिन लागली तर टिटॅनसचं इंजेक्शन घ्यायला पाहिजे. सो दिस इज अ बॅक्टेरियल इन्फेक्शन विच स्प्रेड्स व्हेरी हेविली इन द बॉडी अँड कॉजेस अ डॅमेज टू युअर नर्वस सिस्टम. ओके, सो these are the different types of bacteria: lactobacillus, azitobacter, streptomyces, and also some of the bacteria that causes diseases are typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis and tetanus. Okay, then comes mycoplasma bacteria. Archaea झालंय, Eubacteria झालंय, आता mycobacteria. What do you mean by mycoplasma bacteria? They are the smallest living forms. They are pathogenic. They do not have cell wall. Pathogenic म्हणजे they causes diseases. They are found to be resistant to common antibiotics due to the absence of the cell wall. ओके, सो दे आर दी स्मॉलेस्ट लिव्हिंग फॉर्म. ते सगळ्यात छोटे लिव्हिंग फॉर्म्स आहेत मायकोप्लाझ्मा बॅक्टेरिया. त्यांच्याकडे सेल वॉल ॲबसेंट आहे. ओके, दे आर युनिसेल्युलर बट दे डू नॉट हॅव दी सेल वॉल्स. ओके, अँड दे आर रेझिस्टंट टू दी कॉमन अँटीबायोटिक्स. आपण जे बॅक्टेरियल इन्फेक्शनच्या अगेन्स्ट अँटीबायोटिक घेतो त्यांना ते रेझिस्टंट आहेत, कारण ते त्यांच्याकडे सेल वॉल नसल्यामुळे त्यांना ते रेझिस्ट करतात. रेझिस्ट म्हणजे त्यांच्यावर त्या अँटीबायोटिक्सचा काहीही यूज होत नाही. दे आर रेझिस्टंट टू अ कॉमन अँटीबायोटिक. त्यांचा यूज नाही होत त्या अँटीबायोटिक्सना. त्यांना कॉलनीजला त्यांना वाढवून घेण्यासाठी किंवा त्यांना कमी करण्यासाठी त्या अँटीबायोटिक्सचा यूज होत नाही. सो कॉमन अँटीबायोटिक्स डज नॉट इफेक्ट ऑन दी मायकोप्लाझ्मा बॅक्टेरिया ड्यू टू दी ॲबसेन्स ऑफ सेल वॉल. Okay, so archaea, eubacteria and mycoplasma bacteria, it comes under the kingdom monera. Monera are these bacteria. They are unicellular organisms. Bacteria are of 4 shapes. They are of the oval or spherical shape known as cocci, bacillus, rod shaped bacteria. Then come vibros, comma shaped bacteria, and spirillum, which is spiral shaped bacteria. Then the further these bacteria are classified as arc bacteria, eubacteria, mycoplasma bacteria. Okay, this is everything about the kingdom monera. So this is a first kingdom classification in which the minor organism or minute organisms are classified, which are unicellular. Their first differentiation is they are unicellular organisms. Okay, so these bacteria and other sources of bacteria comes under the class monera. Okay, sorry, kingdom monera. Then comes you kingdom protista. This is the second kingdom classification of living organisms. This group includes all unicellular but eukaryotic organisms. Okay, kingdom protista includes all unicellular organisms but they are having the nucleus. Okay, the organisms what was there in kingdom Monera? Unicellular organisms, but they were prokaryotic, the organisms which are not having nucleus. In kingdom Protista, the organisms are unicellular but they are having nucleus, that is they come under the eukaryotic cells. Okay, these organisms show link with all eukaryotic kingdoms like plantae, fungi and animae. Okay, so this kingdom of the organism, it is shows relationship with other kingdom classifications, means they have, जसं तुम्हाला म्हटलं क्लासिफिकेशन इज डन ऑन सिमिलरिटीज अँड डिसिमिलरिटीज. सो प्रोटिस्टा किंगडमचे जे सिमिलरिटीज आहे त्या बाकीच्या 3 किंगडमच्या सिमिलरिटीजची मॅच होतात. सो व्हॉट डज कम्स अंडर द 3 टाइप्स ऑफ प्रोटिस्टा? algae, protozoans and fungi like protist, means they are fungi but they are certain characteristics different or similar to the fungi, but they still come under the class Protista. Okay, then first one comes as, we'll study kingdom Protista plants. Okay, they are also termed as cryosophytes. What I mean by cryosophytes? They are a group of algae commonly found in lakes. They are often unicellular, having flagellum and allowing them to be mobile in water. Okay, किंगडम प्रोटिस्टा. तर तुम्ही आता पाण्याच्या खाली गेल्या, जसं तुम्ही डिस्कवरी, ॲनिमल प्लॅनेट वगैरे हे चॅनल बघता किंवा तुम्ही स्वतः समुद्रकिनाऱ्यावर कधी आपण गेलो असं, तर खाली खाली पाण्याच्या तळाला जे आतमध्ये दगड असतात त्यांच्यामध्ये असे छोटे छोटे प्लांट्स वगैरे असे लागलेले असतात, आल्गे टाइप प्लांट्स. ओके, दे आर व्हेरी फिशी अँड सोपी लाईक प्लांट्स. दे आर कॉल्ड ॲज cryosophytes. So what are cryosophytes? They are the group of algae. Okay, they are the plants. Okay, group of algae, they are found in lakes. Lakes मध्ये खाली असतात ते. They are often unicellular. They have flagellum with the help of which they motile. ते मूव करतात, एका इथून थोडं थोडं पुढे 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 त्यांची कॉलनी वाढत जाते, allowing them to be motile or mobile in water. Okay, they are called as cryophytes. Then comes, they are commonly termed as phytoplanktons. Now what do you mean by phytoplankton? They are the microscopic organisms that sit at the bottom of the food chain and get their energy from the carbon dioxide through photosynthesis like plants. Photophytla म्हणजे काय? ते जे ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आहे, हे जे प्रोटिस्टा प्लांट्स आहेत ते काय करतात, ते मराईन ऑर्गॅनिझम्स, दे आर मायक्रोस्कोपिक मराईन ऑर्गॅनिझम्स, म्हणजे इतके मायन्यूट आहेत की ते तुम्हाला मायक्रोस्कोपनीच बघायला लागतात. ओके, दे आर सो मायन्यूट, दे आर मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स. दे सिट अंडर दी बॉटम ऑफ द फूड चेन अँड गेट देअर एनर्जी फ्रॉम दी कार्बन डायऑक्साईड. म्हणजे दे do photosynthesis. They are autotrophic organisms, but that organisms are very much micro marine organisms. ओके, ते खालून ऑटोट्रॉपिक म्हणजे फोटोसिंथेसिसने ते मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन करतात, पण ते मराईन ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आहेत, म्हणजे त्यांना केमोटोफाइट्स पण म्हणतात, कारण ते लेक्समध्ये फाउंड होतात आपल्याला, आणि त्यांचं मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन काय, दे आर फोटोसिंथेटिकने ते न्यूट्रिशन करतात आणि ते दे आर लिव्ह अंडर द लेक्स, त्याच्यामुळे त्यांना मराईन ऑर्गॅनिझम्स म्हणतात. ओके, वॉटरमध्ये असून सुद्धा ते फोटोसिंथेसिस कॅरी आउट करतात सनलाईटमध्ये. ओके, सो दे आर कॉल्ड ॲज फायटोप्लॅन्क्टॉन्स. देन they are the microscopic and mostly photosynthetic, are major producers in oceans. Most of them are referred to as diatoms as they have body wall made up of 2 soap like fitting silica covers. Okay, diatomeous earth is nothing but these shells left behind for so many years. Diatomeous earth is a granular, hence finds using polishing and filtration. त्यांच्या बॉडीला एक फर्स्ट त्यांनी काय मेन्शन केलं आहे की दे आर मायक्रोस्कोपिक ऑर्गॅनिझम्स. एक फर्स्ट ते लोक मायक्रोस्कोपिक ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आहे, त्यांचं जे न्यूट्रिशन कॅरी आउट होतं ते फोटोसिंथेटिक न्यूट्रिशन आहे. त्यांना डायॲटम्स असं पण म्हणतात. द डाय अर्थाचा अर्थ काय, 2. डायॲटम्स ऑफ द बॉडी म्हणजे काय, त्यांच्या बॉडीच्या वरती ना असे शेल टाईप कवरिंग असते, खरखरीत शेल टाईप कवरिंग, ज्याला छोटे छोटे असं रॉड शेप असं वॉबलिंग कसं होतं आपल्याला एखाद्या कपड्याला किंवा असं पेपरला, तसं त्याला त्यांच्या बॉडीला कवरिंग असतं. ते कवरिंग, this atomous earth is nothing but these shells left behind for so many years. ओके, ते खूप वर्ष त्याला चिकटून राहिलेले असं त्याच्यावरती त्यांचं शेल तयार होतं. दिस शेल्स दे आर यूज्ड इन ॲज अ कमर्शियल बेसिस फॉर पॉलिशिंग मटेरियल. ओके, एखादं मटेरियलला पॉलिश करण्यासाठी ह्या टाईप ऑफ शेल्स यूज करतात. सो दिस किंगडम प्रोटिस्टा दे आर कॉल्ड ॲज क्रायोफाइट्स बिकॉज दे लिव्ह अंडर दी water or they live under the lakes. They have flagella which helps them to be motile. They are also called as phytoplanktons. Phytoplanktons means what they do, they in spite of being in water, marine microscopic, they do their nutrition by photosynthesis. Okay, and they have diatoms on their body. Then come kingdom protista animals. We were just now talking about the marine animals, marine plants of kingdom protista. Okay, now we'll come to kingdom protista animals. They are also termed as protozoans. They lack cell wall. They are heterotrophs. They are believed to be primitive animal forms. Okay, they are the oldest form of animals, means initial form of animals. They are mostly heterotrophs. Animal heterotrophs asतात. Most of the animals are heterotrophs. So they are, as the kingdom contains, they lack of cell wall. त्यांच्यामध्ये त्या animals मध्ये cell wall नसतं, which come under the kingdom protista. So absence of cell wall is the major classification of this. Then comes, they have pseudopodia as a locomotory organ. Amoeba is a free living form, but entoamoeba is an endoparasite and causes amoebatic dysentery. Okay, flagellated protozoans have flagella as locomotory organ. Now they have mentioned the different types of protestic animals which come under the kingdom protista. Now what they have mentioned, amoeba which has a pseudopodia for locomotory organ, it is a free living form. ओके, अमिबा इज अ फ्री लिव्हिंग फॉर्म, पण जेव्हा ते तुमच्या बॉडीमध्ये इन्फेक्ट करतं, तुम्हाला जेव्हा तुम्ही ते एनगल्फ करता कुठला तो फूड थ्रू किंवा वॉटरबॉर्न डिसीज थ्रू, ते जेव्हा अमिबा तुमच्या बॉडीमध्ये एंटर करतं तेव्हा इट कॉजेस अँड अमिबोइक डिसेंट्री. ओके, it becomes, but ant amoeba is a endoparasite which can causes a amoeboid dysentery. फर्स्ट टू पार्ट्स ऑफ अमिबा, फ्री लिव्हिंग अमिबा पण आहे जे असं वॉटर बिटरमध्ये खेळत असतात. काही अमिबा आहेत जे ते लोक फूड आणि वॉटर थ्रू इन्फेक्शन आपल्या बॉडीमध्ये एंडोपॅरासाईटसारखं काम करतात, म्हणजे इंटरनल बॉडीमध्ये ते राहतात आणि ते त्यांचं प्रमाण जर वाढलं तुम्हाला तर तुम्हाला डिसेंट्री वगैरे डायरिया होऊ शकतं. Now flagellated protozoans have flagella for locomotory organs. Some of these animals they have flagella for their locomotion. No, tryptosoma is a common flagellated pathogen which causes sleeping sickness. आता flagellated चं त्यांनी एक्झाम्पल दिलेलं आहे. कुठलं ऑर्गॅनिझम आहे? ट्रिप्टोसोमा इज अ कॉमन फ्लॅजेलेटेड पॅथोजन. ह्या पॅथोजनचं जर तुम्हाला इन्फेक्शन झालं तर यू गेट अ स्लीपिंग सिकनेस, म्हणजे झोप येते तुम्हाला, डिझिनेस येतो सारखा. ओके, देन कम पॅरामोशियम. इट इज अ सायलेंट प्रोटोझोवन हॅव्हिंग सिलिया फॉर लोकोमोशन. ओके, सिलिया इज अ टाईप ऑफ आउटर ग्रोथ, मेनी टाईप्स ऑफ आउटर ग्रोथ. स्मॉल टाईप, जसं सेंटिपीड ह्यांच्यामध्ये घोण जशी असते त्यांच्यामध्ये कसं असतं भरपूर सारं पाय, तसं पॅरामोशियममध्ये वेगळ्या खूप सारे सिलियाज असतात विच हेल्प्स देम फॉर लोकोमोशन. In paramocian, cavity opens on the cell surface. Plasmodium is a sporozoan protozoa. It causes malaria. It forms spores in one of its life stages. Now, प्लाझ्मोडियम काय करतं? प्लाझ्मोडियम, तुम्ही मलेरिया ऐकलंच असेल. मलेरिया कोणापासून होतो? मलेरिया आपल्याला डासांपासून होतो. पण डास हे मलेरिया फक्त स्प्रेड करतात, ते फक्त कॅरियर आहेत. कारण हे जे हे जे ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आहेत, छोटे छोटे मायन्यूट मायक्रोस्कोपिक ऑर्गॅनिझम आहे प्लाझ्मोडियम, ह्यांचं स्पोर्स फॉर्ममध्ये असतात, छोटे छोटे पोलन ग्रेन्सच्या ते फॉर्ममध्ये असतात. आणि जेव्हा डास इकडून तिकडून उडतो त्यावेळेला ते त्यांच्यामध्ये जातात आणि जेव्हा डास तुमच्या अंगामध्ये टोचायला, तुमचं रक्त खायला जेव्हा त्याचं माउथ इंजेक्ट करतं, त्याच्या माउथ थ्रू ते आपल्या बॉडीमध्ये एंटर होतात. सो देअर इज अ स्पोर्स फॉर्म, दिस प्लाझ्मोडियम एंटर्स इनटू आवर द बॉडी अँड दस देअर सायकल ऑफ रिप्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट्स. सो दिस प्लाझ्मोडियम when enters our body, it causes an infection called as malaria. So this is about the kingdom protista animals. Okay, so first झालं plants, second झालं animals, then comes the dinoflagellates. What do you mean by dinoflagellates? Now they are aquatic or mostly marine and photosynthetic. Their mode of nutrition is photosynthetic. The cell wall is made up of cellulosic stiff plates. Now what do you mean by cellulosic stiff plates? Cellulosic म्हणजे content of a cellulose. सेल्युलोज हे एक मटेरियल आहे जे प्लांट्समध्ये किंवा काही काही ॲनिमल्समध्ये प्लास्टिकसारखं मटेरियल आहे जे यूज होतं. इट इज कॉल्ड एज सेल्युलोज. सो इट कंटेन्स सेल्युलोज. दे पोजेस अ पेअर ऑफ फ्लॅजेला. दे हॅव लोकोमोटरी मोशन. सो त्यांच्यामध्ये फ्लॅजेला असतात त्यांच्या लोकोमोशनसाठी. सो फर्स्ट दे आर ॲक्वॅटिक डायफ्लॅजेलेट. सो दे आर ॲक्वॅटिक, दे आर फोटोसिंथेटिक, they have cell wall which contains a cellulose, they have a flagella, then they have wide range of photosynthetic pigments which can be yellow, green, brown, blue or red. आता जसं प्लांट्समध्ये ग्रीन पिगमेंट असतं फोटोसिंथेसिससाठी क्लोरोफिल नावाचं, तसं ह्या ऑर्गॅनिझम्समध्ये वेगळ्या वेगळ्या कलरचे फोटोसिंथेटिक पिगमेंट्स आहेत. दॅट इज येलो, ग्रीन, ब्राउन, ब्ल्यू, रेड. इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज ब्ल्यू रेड आल्गे or it is called as yellow green algae, it is called as red brown algae. ओके, सो वेगळ्या वेगळ्या टाईप्स ऑफ पिगमेंट्स प्रेझेंट आहेत जे फोटोसिंथेसिसला help करतात, not only the green pigment. Then comes Goniolox is a diflagellate that is responsible for famous red tide. It makes even sea appear red. तुम्ही कुठला इंग्लिश पिक्चरमध्ये वगैरे बघितलं असेल, फुल सीच्या वरती असं बॅक्टेरियल इन्फेक्शनसारखं तयार होतं त्याच्यामध्ये, और फंगल इन्फेक्शनसारखं, की असं फुल रेड 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 थर साठतो त्याच्यामध्ये, की तुम्हाला असं वाटतं अरे ह्या सीचं पाणी पूर्ण रेडच आहे, पण ॲक्च्युली पूर्ण ऑर्गॅनिझम ते स्प्रेड होतं टू फॉर्म अ रेड टाईड. जेव्हा पाणी खराब किंवा हे होतं त्याच्यावर ह्या ऑर्गॅनिझम्स डायफ्लॅजेलेट्सचं इफेक्ट होतो. दे स्टार्ट इन्फेक्टिंग और मेकिंग द वॉटर बॅड. सो दे आर फोटोसिंथेटिक, aquatic, cell wall consists of cellulose, they have a pair of flagella, they have wide range of photosynthetic pigments, that is yellow, green, brown, blue and red, and example is Goniolox, which is a dinoflagellate. Then comes as, just a minute, okay. Then comes kingdom protista, fungi like protista. पहिलं आपलं फर्स्ट जसे आपण स्लाइड बघितली त्याच्यामध्ये आल्गे झालं, प्रोटोझोवन झालं, आता आलं फंगाई लाईक. आल्गेमध्ये काय काय आलं तुमचं, युनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आले, ठीक आहे, ॲनिमल्स झाले, डायफ्लॅजेलेट झाले, आणि नंतर आता तुमचं थर्ड वन आलं फंगाई लाईक प्रोटिस्टा. नाउ दे आर कॉमनली फॉर्म फ्रॉम दी myxocytes. These are saprophytic organisms found on decaying leaves. Myxocytes म्हणजे they are saprophytes. Saprophytes मध्ये depend on the other organisms for their nutrition. The cell aggregates to form a large cell mass called as plasmodium. Okay, this plasmodium is not a malarial parasite. हे वेगळं आहे, हे plasmodium वेगळं आहे. स्टिकी लाईक मटेरियल, इट असं कल्पमध्ये असं खूप खूप सारं ते मटेरियल फॉर्म करतं जेणेकरून त्याला ते स्टिक होऊ शकतात. एखाद्या पर्टिक्युलर सेल पूर्ण ॲग्रिगेट होतात आणि असं चिकट असं प्लास्मोडियमसारखं स्टिकी मटेरियल त्यांचं फॉर्म होतं. लार्ज सेल मास इज फॉर्म. The spores produced by the plasmodium are very tough and survive even very harsh condition. सो ते एकदा चिकटले की ते खूपच हार्ड असतात आणि ते कुठल्याही कंडिशनमध्ये तिथून किंवा फ्लो आउट होत नाहीत किंवा त्यांना डॅमेज होत नाही. दे कॅन सर्वाईव्ह अंडर एनी हार्श कंडिशन ऑफ द एन्व्हायरमेंट ऑर द टेम्परेचर. सो they are saprophytic organisms. They found on decaying leaves. Okay, their cells aggregate to form a large cell mass called as plasmodium. डिकेइंग लीव्सवर ते स्टिक होऊन असे बसतात. एका खराब झालेलं किंवा ऑर्गॅनिक मॅटर असेल त्याच्यावर ते ग्रो होतात आणि एकदम मासमध्ये ग्रो होतात भरपूर सारे. आणि दे आर प्रोड्यूस द स्पोर्स प्रोड्यूस बाय प्लास्मोडियम आर व्हेरी टफ अँड दे कॅन सर्वाईव्ह इन एनी हार्श कंडिशन्स. ओके, so then comes eugulinoids. Eugulinoids, they lack cell wall but they have tough covering of the proteins. Okay, त्यांना cell wall नाही आहे eugulinoids ना, पण this also come under the kingdom protista. Okay, त्यांना cell wall नाही आहेत पण ते काय आहे, त्यांना प्रोटीनचं कवरिंग आहे, त्यांच्यामध्ये खूप सारे प्रोटीन्स आहेत. दे हॅव 2 flagellas, one is short and one is long. They behave as heterotrophs in absence of light but possess pigments similar to that of the higher plants for photosynthesis. So ते काय करतात eugulinoids त्यांच्याकडे photosynthesis, they are autotrophs by photosynthesis. म्हणजे ते photosynthesisनी मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन घेतात. बट इफ देर इज अ लॅक ऑफ सनलाईट, त्यांच्याकडे जर सनलाईट नसेल तर ते काय करतात, हेटरोट्रॉफ्स पण होतात. ते एनगल्फ्स इन्सेक्ट्स वगैरे करतात किंवा सॉईलमधलं जे मिनरल्स आहेत ते घ्यायला सुरुवात करतात. तो दे हॅव बोथ मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन, हेटरोट्रॉपिक न्यूट्रिशन अँड ऑटोट्रॉपिक न्यूट्रिशन. ओके, देन कम्स सेकंड. फर्स्ट झालं आपलं किंगडम मोनेरा विच इज अ बॅक्टेरिया. देन कम्स किंगडम प्रोटिस्टा. ओके, थर्ड वन कम्स ॲज किंगडम प्लांटे. Okay, now the kingdom Plantae is dominated by the autotrophs. Mainly they are autotrophic mode of nutrition. It also includes some semi-autotrophic members, insectivorous plants. Semi-autotrophic म्हणजे सिम्बॉयसिस सारखं, सॅप्रोफायटिक सारखं, सॉरी नॉट सिम्बॉयटिक, की ते लोक हेटरोट्रॉपिक पण आहेत आणि ऑटोट्रॉपिक पण आहेत. म्हणजे ते सनलाईट असेल तर फोटोसिंथेसिस करतात, नाहीतर मग कुठलं इन्सेक्ट वगैरे गिळतात. ओके, लाईक पिक्चर प्लांट, व्हीनस फ्लाय ट्रॅप, ब्लॅडर वोस्ट, ॲज वेल एज हेटरोट्रॉपिक पॅरासायटिक मेंबर्स लाईक कस्क्युटा. ओके, कस्क्युटा प्लांट हे हेटरोट्रॉपिक आहे कारण ते ॲनिमल्स वगैरे किटाणू इन्सेक्ट्स वगैरे खातात. ओके, मेंबर्स ऑफ दिस किंगडम आर मल्टीसेल्युलर हॅविंग यूकॅरियोटिक सेल्स कंटेनिंग क्लोरोफिल. Okay, this is a straight away kingdom Plantae. Green pigmentation having chlorophyll, having eukaryotic cells, means cells are having nucleus and their cells are having cell wall which is made up of cellulose. Okay, so they are multicellular, they are having cell wall which is made up of a cellulose. They are eukaryotic cells which has nucleus and also contains chlorophyll through which they carry out the photosynthetic nutrition. Now plants exhibit alternation of generation, that is life cycle has 2 distinct phases. Okay, in this plant kingdom they have alternation of generations, that is the life cycle 2 distinct phases मध्ये त्यांचं लाईफ डिवाइड होतं. म्हणजे काही काही जे प्लांट्स आहेत ते तुमचे खूप लॉंगपर्यंत जगतात किंवा त्यांचा प्रिव्हियस ॲन्सिस्टरपासूनचं इव्होल्युशन वेगळं असतं. काही काही प्लांट्स छोटे असतात, काही काही प्लांट्स मोठे असतात, काही काही प्लांट्स आफ्टर 1 दिवसासाठीच जगतात. सो दे हॅव डिफरंट डिस्टिंक्ट फेजेस ऑफ लाईफ. सम ऑफ देम आर बुशेस, दे आर स्मॉल, सम ऑफ देम आर क्रीपर्स, some of them requires I can support to grow. So this depends upon the different phases of life. Some of the plants they live up to the certain limit, ते डेड होतं आणि त्याच्यानंतर परत त्यांना लिव्स येतात, परत ते ग्रोज होतात. काही प्लांट असतात ते मरतात, ते कायमचेच मरतात रूटपासून. असे दे हॅव डिफरंट डिस्टिंक्ट फेजेस ऑफ लाईफ. So kingdom Plantae is divided into 2 major groups, Cryptonogram and Phanerogame. सो किंगडम प्लांटे हे क्रिप्टो आणि फेनरो ह्या दोन ग्रुपमध्ये डिवाइड केलेलं आहे. त्याचं क्लासिफिकेशन त्यांनी नेक्स्ट चॅप्टरमध्ये दिलेलं आहे, जे डिटेलमध्ये तुम्हाला स्टडी करायचं आहे. पण आत्ता किंगडम प्लांटेबद्दल तुम्हाला ह्या गोष्टी लक्षात ठेवायच्या आहेत. दे आर मोस्टली ऑटोट्रॉप्स. They are also semi-autotrophic, but is in the absence of sunlight they are heterotrophic. For example, like picture plant, Cuscuta, these are the example of the kingdom Plantae. Okay, these major kingdom, they are having the cell wall, they are multicellular, they have chlorophyll and they have nucleus, that is their eukaryotic cells. The cell wall is made up of a cellulose and they have alternation of generations, that is life cycle has two distinct phases. This is about the kingdom Plantae. Okay, so we have studied the three kingdoms now. What are the three kingdoms? Kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista and kingdom Plantae. So these are the major classification of the living organisms. Okay, then kingdom Monera is related to bacteria, kingdom Protista is related also to the eukaryotic organisms. They are unicellular but they come under the eukaryotic cells and they are divided into algae, protozoans and fungi like Protista. Okay, and then comes the kingdom Plantae. Okay, kingdom Protista have the major parts like euglenoids, fungi like Protista, dinoflagellates and algae. Okay, so for today's lecture we have studied the three kingdom classification. First one is, out of the 5 we have studied 3, Monera, Protista and Plantae. So I want you to study this up to this presentation. Study your note. I am going to send you one multiple choice questions and also tomorrow I am going to send you your papers marks, and individually I will send you and also discuss what you have written wrong or what is right in that paper. Okay, have a nice day. Thank you so much and thanks for bearing the network issues. I hope I will let you know soon on Saturday. We will send you, or tomorrow evening send you the one more video. I request you, please see to the video, listen to the video carefully along with the slide. This classification is very much important. Consider this as your lecture, as due to the network issues we are not able to take the lecture regularly. I please want you guys to sincerely listen to the video and get down the notes. If you have any doubts regarding this, you can personally WhatsApp me. I will clarify it out. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.